Well, hello world. I am Zach King, continuing the training here for crashing the WordPress. So we've already got the domain name crashwordpress.com from GoDaddy, where we also got the hosting. And I'm going to show you right now just how to change a couple things. One, you can see that my username is clearly public for people, and you don't really want that because that's how you log in your website. I've actually got mine blurred out because I don't want you to hack my site. But I want to show you how to adjust a couple things. In the next couple videos, we're going to talk about posts. We're going to talk about how the workflow works in WordPress. But before, let's go ahead and change that username because it's actually important for you as a webmaster now. So let's go to our website. We're coming up to the back end. I'll talk about what you're looking at here in a second. But first, let's change one thing, and that is the username. So let's go down to users. You'll see it's right here. Let's go to edit. If you click under here. So the username is what you already have, and that cannot be changed. As you can see, it says right there. Let's go ahead and change the nickname. I'm going to call myself Zach. And I'm going to change this from what it currently is to Zach. You could type a bio in here. You can do a website too. I'm going to go ahead and type finalcutking.com. That's just whatever. This is not super important. So I'm going to come back to my dashboard. This is where we're going to change and do some adjustments. Overall, what we're looking at is the back end of your site. So no one sees this publicly. This is all hidden. I right click this and I open in a new tab, and so I can always have two windows open when I'm refreshing to see what changes I'm making. So that's a habit you're probably going to want to get into for this training, or if you have a double monitor, sometimes I'll have one out here on the side. But since I don't, I'll drop this in the same tab here. Let's change these two things, my website and just another WordPress site. So I want to say something about crashing WordPress, some cool title. So I'm going to come down to settings and go to general, and I'm going to say WordPress crash course, dominate the internet. I'm going to go ahead and hit save changes at the bottom, and now I'm going to go up to back here and we're going to refresh. If you're on Safari here on a Mac, Command R. Great, we made the changes, WordPress crash course, dominate the internet. And it's cool. So what we were looking at is we've got this header, and we're going to change all this with a custom theme in a little bit. But just so you get the basics of WordPress down, I'm going to show you how it works. It usually has the header. You've got this area for a navigation bar, and sometimes some themes have searches. That's cool. And then we've got a post. And this isn't a blog format here on this website, clearly, because it's just showing the first post. Underneath, we have what we call the footer, and this has different things. Looks like they have widgets down here for the recent posts, recent comments, and archives. I'll get into widgets in another lesson. First, let's go ahead and talk about the difference between a post and a page. The pages go up here in the little header navigation, and the post goes in the actual body. I'm going to show you how to edit the post. So for the hello world, let's go to here and go to all posts, and we'll see we have one post. This is default by WordPress. Go ahead and hit edit, and you'll see we've got the title up here. So I'm going to say hello from Zach King. I'm going to say welcome to WordPress crash course. You will dominate the interwebs. Yes. I'm going to say update. Now if we update that, and again, I'm going to be refreshing naturally, so just know I'm doing Command R. It says hello from Zach King, blah, 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 blah. Now sample page, I'm going to change that too. This is under pages, all pages, and we're going to go edit this, and I'm going to call this my first page. Update. And there it is. It's changed to my first page. So that's how you make those. I'm going to show you just an overview of WordPress 2, again, by going through the widgets. But all of this, we're going to be breaking this down way more into other lessons. So the widgets area, under appearance widgets, those main widget areas are right down here. So there were 6 of them. You'll see if we go back, there were 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the search counts as a 6. Cool thing is I can delete one. Say I don't want the metadata. I'm going to delete this. Maybe I don't want archives. That's usually pretty boring. And recent comments, I don't want that. Delete. So refresh. There's only going to be 3 there. And there they are in the footer. And at the very bottom, we have a really small footer that says proudly powered by WordPress. We right click and it goes into a new tab. That goes to wordpress.org. So we're going to change that here. I'm going to show you. Appearance, go to editor, and you've got all these things. Be careful in here because if you update something, this is the code of the website. If you mess with this and you don't know what you're doing, you're going to screw things up. So let's go ahead and go down to the footer. And we're going to see, if you look in the code, and code could look really confusing to you. This course doesn't talk a lot about code, but you can just kind of figure it out on your own if you read through. We're looking for words that say proudly powered by WordPress. So here it is right here. And you can see the redirect if you see a URL. And that's what we saw went to wordpress.org. So again, be careful when you're messing with this, but I'm going to be typing in finalcutking.com. And I'm going to say proudly powered by Final Cut King. And also you'll see I need to change this here, Final Cut King, and update file. And now with a little refresh on the website, it says proudly powered by Final Cut King. Let's click it and see it does redirect to the website. So awesome. So we've got that part down. So before we jump into creating a whole other website where we buy a theme, I want you to be able to use this theme on your own, or a theme from WordPress library, and be able to customize it and change it. Because I don't think you should have to be forced to pay money for a theme, a good theme. You can really do a lot on these free ones too. And then we'll jump and I'll show you some examples that I've done for my sites and little nitpicky tricks that you can learn. Because eventually, if you're doing a serious business, you do probably want to buy a theme that's been developed and that not a million people have. Because I'm telling you, 20 million people have this exact theme, so it doesn't really set your website apart and it doesn't get crazy advanced. But in the next couple lessons, I'll lay out more about posts, about pages, the more inner workings of WordPress, and it should be fun. So I'll see you in the next couple lessons.